Hello guys, and welcome to another Wednesday trade recap and forecast. So the markets in December are usually quiet. Again, most of the time we're not going to get much action, but I'm actually seeing some momentum and some trends happening in the markets. So let's analyze it. First we have the euro and the US dollar. I was looking at this push right here. I was looking to buy, but then we got clear momentum shifting down, right? In these couple of candles, so clear large selling pressure, and after that sort of a formation, so after the price pushes to the upside and then has clear momentum shifting down, I am no longer interested, and I'm expecting a larger, wider range, which is exactly what is happening right now. So what my plan is, well, basically we need to be careful of the liquidity areas below and above this range. Again, there are a lot of people selling the top of the range, buying the bottom of the range, and these areas is usually where price fails. So what happens most of the time is we get a push up or down and then we retrace and continue ranging around. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to wait for that large push. I want to wait for a couple of candles going outside of this range, so let's say something like this. That is what I wanna see. Price clearly moving away from this range bound market that we are seeing currently. Okay, so either to the upside or to the downside. And this pair is currently very range bound, so I'm being more patient. Let's move on because there is nothing much we can do on EU. EJ, I was looking to get in on a setup right here, but then momentum clearly started shifting to the downside, and as you know, we are momentum traders, so I'm a momentum trader. So at this point I was no longer interested. There was a flag that formed, so a flag actually did form, right? But for me the momentum was clearly to the downside, so I was not happy to take this flag, and it would have been a losing setup as well. Okay, so it would have been a losing trade. So what I'm expecting right now is I'm expecting a larger, wider range. We have that push up and we have momentum clearly shifting down, after which I expect something like this to happen inside of the major high and the major low. My plan, just to wait for a breakout, large breakout to the upside, or a large breakout to the downside like this. Okay, so we can move on. I mean, nothing much is happening there. AU, now AU is a bit more interesting. There was a flag that happened here. It did not fit my personal plan because I saw, well, look at the par price action. Par price action, pretty bad. We have a single impulse out of flat par price action. Then we have a huge wick on the top. Not much of a range. I mean, it is ranging, but just not looking the best. Okay, and it was Wednesday morning. But yeah, par price action not good enough. Push is okay, but then this huge wick on the top and how the flag formed, I'm seeing a bit of momentum possibly shifting down in these two candles. I did not like this setup, so I did skip on it. It would have been maybe a small winner. Let's see. So if I got in with a 12 pip stop loss, yeah, maybe it would be a small loss actually. I would get taken out right here. My stop loss would be 2 pips below this dotted line. Right now I'm seeing a bit of break of structure. So before that, price was kind of ascending. We had 1, 2, 3 breaks of the most recent high, right? But now we have broken the low and retraced. What I wanted to see was a nice strong breakdown, something like this, and then I would be looking to sell because that was an ascending structure. But right now the low has been broken and we retraced, so that's a warning sign, and I want to see possibly price clear up a little bit, maybe print a nice clean ascending right here on the top and then reverse down, something like this. Okay, then look to sell on the downtrend. But yeah, I don't have much hope. This is starting to range around, it's starting to be flat, so I'm being more patient. I do not like that we have just broken this low and retraced. That is a sign of a range bound market. So two scenarios: either price starts ascending a bit more, Then I look for this. Okay. Or we just start ranging around like this, and then I just look for a large impulse up or a large impulse down. Okay, then I'm just seeing a flat range and I'm just looking for momentum up or momentum to the downside. So that's it for AU. Not that interesting. Now AJ is a bit more interesting. So the Aussie Japanese yen. Prior price action here was clearly in an established uptrend. So we had a push up, pullback, not the best pullback, so momentum shifting right here. But we continue, no shift in momentum. We continue again with nice strong momentum. So that was an established uptrend for me personally. Here we did get a flag, but I saw momentum shifting. Okay, so for me, momentum clearly shifted in this one candle, so I was not happy to take a buy setup. This was, to me, major selling pressure. If I just put in my stop loss size, which would be 13 pips, you can see compared to the stop loss size, it is definitely shift. So this candle, and if you compare it to the prior price action candles, this one is a shift, and these two create a shift as well. So yeah, no longer interested in buys at that point. But you can see we have had some shifts in momentum, but overall price is kind of descending inside of here, right? We are seeing a descending channel, I would say. So I would not be surprised. Price can do this sometimes if this uptrend does continue. So we have this uptrend. This may just be a pullback, a pause before we continue up. So out of all of the pairs, this one does look the best. For me personally, AJ is looking the best, and if we get a large push up like this, I will be looking to buy, and for me that prior price action would be classified as being in an established uptrend still, right? Compared to EJ, for example, look at this pullback, and then let's go to EJ. Look at this pullback. So this is clearly showing major selling pressure, and clearly this uptrend is over. But on AJ, this is kind of descending, and it's showing shifts in momentum, but it's not showing that major selling pressure like EJ is. So this is clearly looking much better than, let's say, Euro and the Japanese yen, and I am looking for an impulse to the upside. Okay, pound US dollar, we do currently have this push down. Okay, so we have identified this push. But look at the prior price action. So look at this impulse right here. Impulse, then we have major momentum shifting. Again, I expect a larger, wider range in this general area after that sort of price action. Okay, we are kind of stuck inside of this larger impulse right here. So we're kind of stuck in this range bound area. So this impulse by itself is not enough for me to look for sell setups. What I want to see more momentum. Possibly this is just a small pullback before price continues dropping down like this, and then we can get on a sell setup. So I want to see more momentum going down. I want to see this. This is not enough, and I want to see price clearly move away from this general range bound area as well. Again, we may get a push up. We may get something like this as well. Just note that after Christmas, usually there is not much movement. Okay, so I do not really think we're going to get a large push up or a large push down on the pound. Again, Christmas time, not much movement. Then we have the New Year's. We will see, anything can happen, but according to my backtesting, this sort of price action is indicative of a slow December. Just to keep that in mind. So looking for a large push up or a large push down on the pound, seeing not much opportunities. NJ was looking really nice, okay? Let me show you what I was looking at. So I was looking at this move right here. It was looking very high probability for me personally. So we saw a push up, no shift in momentum, push up, no shift in momentum, another push. So this price was clearly in an established uptrend, okay? Now, the only warning sign I could see is it was Tuesday, so Mondays and Tuesdays not the best trending days, and we had a large wick on the top. Okay, we had this large wick, but if I look at the impulses and if I identify the pullbacks were telling me zero selling pressure. So, price was clearly in an established uptrend. That was the first good sign. Second good sign, the pullbacks were showing absolutely zero momentum shift, zero selling pressure, and that is the reason I was willing to tolerate this big wick on the top, which was a warning sign. So again, if the price action is high probability, I can tolerate some warning signs. So I placed my order, 13 pip stop loss, got tagged in, and then got tagged out for a 1% loss on this one. Again, part of the probability is 1% loss. What you're gonna do? Current price. Let's analyze the current price action. Let's see what is happening. And what I can see is price was in an established uptrend, but now we have this break of structure. So that's a warning sign. This is definitely a warning sign. Price is breaking the lows, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing. I'm expecting more range bound price action. But what I can spot is there is not much selling pressure. Again, compare this to, let's say, the euro and the Japanese yen. Look at these legs. Look at how much selling pressure there is in these legs. Definitely very strong selling pressure. Now look at NJ. Definitely not seeing that selling pressure. So I'm seeing possibly this may be a pause. And if the price pushes up one more time like this, I will be interested to buy. This to me would be coming from a trend with a break of structure. Again, we had an uptrend right here, and then we had this break of structure, but no real momentum shifting down. So if we get a push up, I will be looking for buys right here, because the momentum for me personally is still to the upside. I can still see that the buyers are winning. The sellers are kind of nowhere to be found here, okay? I do not see any sort of major selling pressure. So what am I looking for? Well, only two pairs I'm looking at is Aussie Japanese yen to push up and the New Zealand Japanese yen to push up as well. Those are the two pairs on my watch list. I'm looking for momentum, so let's see if we get that momentum. Rest of the pairs, range bound, possibly ascending, but look, with this break of the lower and retrace, it kind of destroyed this nice ascending it was forming. So I'm leaving this pair alone, and the pound is range bound as well. So that's it for the forecast. Again, be alert, it is December. This does not mean we cannot get some nice trends, but most Decembers are slow, and most Decembers, for me personally, were losing months. I had some nice trades on the euro and the US dollar when I backtested it, okay? So EU had some nice opportunities in December. Rest of the pairs were kind of slow. So that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next week.